What's up, y'all? It's your temporary best friends back again for another day.
What's up?
Yeah. Hey, y'all already know what it is. If y'all are on the page, if y'all are looking at us on YouTube right now, y'all watching us on Facebook, make sure you hit that subscribe button, right? Go ahead and mash that button so you can keep updated and make sure you know when our next episodes are coming out. Also, we are on Anchor, right? So you can find us on Anchor. You can find us on Google Podcasts. So make sure you go on Anchor and hit that subscribe button as well so you get notifications on all the episodes that are coming out when we're dropping our new episodes and everything like that. But yeah, y'all already know we continued our home ownership series this month. So we got a bunch of stuff. We got a Real Fly Brother that's coming up to talk to us about some other things, home loans, and also, are you moving me?
I was trying.
So you're trying to get in the camera?
You
are in the camera. You know that, right?
I know. We just keep touching shoulder.
You don't want to touch my shoulder?
No.
Why not?
That's too. It's cold.
This is what it's not cold. It's 80-something degrees.
COVID in these streets. You too close.
Oh, I was just saying. We're going to jump right into what's going on with us this week because clearly Jazzy's like, she's antsy about it. What's going on with you this week?
No. So we haven't seen each other, not seen each other, but we haven't seen our temporary best friends that are here will be joining us today in about 2 weeks. We didn't get together last week. Got a lot going on in our personal lives. You know, me personally, I got a 17-year-old about to be 18. So she is getting ready for prom, graduation. She has her photo shoot next week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's good. I think we need to talk about that too off live because that's on Sunday. So, but yeah, we have a lot going on with the child on that part of it.
Okay.
And then just life, just been good for me. How about yourself?
Life's been good.
Yeah.
It has been a busy week, you know, like so I didn't know, well, I did know, but like, so this week was track. So I had 2 track meets that I had to be at, and then it was just busy trying to, fit my training in as well. And then you're right, like we haven't gotten a chance to sit down and go through things and talk about things and stuff like that. So it's been a crazy busy week. Life's been good though. I also went prom dress shopping.
I did too.
Yeah, my daughter got invited to the prom. She's a sophomore, by the way, and she's been invited to the prom. Her second prom.
Look at that.
Let me say that.
Miss
right?
Popular.
Yeah. So does that mean I'm gonna end up having to pay for 3 proms?
Absolutely, probably 4.
4 proms.
Yeah,
right?
Probably 4.
Because more than likely she's gonna go again next year. Right.
That's pretty cool though. I was never invited to any other prom but my own. So that says a lot.
I went with the senior class president for my prom.
Did you?
I did.
Okay.
I think I also did that as like a boost.
Why? You needed a boost?
I didn't need the boost, but I was like, I'm the man. I'm the
boost.
Man, and I'm going with the senior class president.
So you clearly needed the boost.
I didn't need the boost. I was already the man. Like, what are you talking about?
Boost. That's why you said that.
I'm just saying. She's so mean to me.
I loved my prom.
Yeah.
My prom was awesome.
Yeah, was it?
Yeah, I did love my prom. And I'm not going to lie, I did not come home after the prom. I don't know how my daddy let that go, but I think I did so much prior to that he was like, hell.
And after meeting your daddy, I am very surprised. Very, very surprised.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, right? Like,
I mean, I guess if you know.
Shout out to your pops.
Shout out to my pops. What's up, Dad?
Your homegirls are still trying to holler at your dad.
Listen. Okay. We're not discussing that.
Why not?
Because he's off limits.
I mean, he's still a man.
I don't care.
Single?
Not with my friends.
Oh, I mean, that
friends
would be
are
weird.
off limits.
You call that like your sister mama?
Absolutely not. I'm not calling them nothing. next subject. Anyway, we're getting ready for our upcoming event as well that we're going to be participating in with Commerce Connect. So I look forward to that too. It's going to definitely be an experience for us.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, that's gonna be really, really fun, and it's gonna fall back a lot into kind of some of the things that we're gonna talk about today as well. So yeah, you guys stay on the lookout for that. That's coming up. That's gonna be April 15th.
Good Friday. But we will get more into that towards the end of the show.
Yes.
Today we kind of want to jump right into our special guest today, Mr. Derrick Rubin. He's going to be joining us today to go over quite a bit of topics, and some of them are going to touch on, how credit and student loans affect your ability to qualify for a loan. So that's just one of the things we're going to kind of go over. So stay tuned, stay with us. He will be joining us here shortly so we can get right on into it. And we out just temporarily though.
Right, Derrick got up right as we're coming back. Derrick got up. It's all right, y'all. Derrick Rubin, just to let y'all know, as you guys can see right here, Derrick Rubin is with Derrick Rubin Home Loans, home lending. He is going to be talking to us today about rising interest rates, using your primary residence as an investment, and also different types of credit that can affect your ability to qualify. Derrick, what's up? Welcome back, man. Welcome back. How you doing?
Yes, welcome back, Derrick.
You're on mute. You're on mute, Derrick. There you go.
There we go.
Derrick's in the building.
Okay. Right. You had to already have been the man to be able to have that date.
Exactly. Right. Exactly. To get that date, I already had to have been the man to
You had status.
Appreciate that. I appreciate you coming on and clearing that up and clarifying that. Thank you very much.
I had to have your back. And see, she got her lips twisted because she don't understand.
I guess I don't.
Absolutely.
I guess I don't. So, Derrick, tell us about you, who you are, what it is that you do, and how you contribute to the community. Give us a little insight before we jump into these big things.
Who am I? Born and raised in the Bay Area. Moved to Texas in 2007. I've been in business a long time, right? I've spent about 20 years in the underwriting seat. Everything that possibly can be in this business I've been. So I would have that all from, and I,
Derrick, your connection is a little choppy, just a little choppy.
Okay.
You coming in a little better. There you go. There we go. I can see you now.
Okay. What minute?
Go ahead. We got you now.
Okay. So that's 28 years in this business. I was an underwriter for about 2 years. Just about everything in more lending. So I just had all this knowledge in my head and decided I don't know. And
Okay. It's what we're gonna do, Derrick. Hang on. This is what we're gonna do. Because your signal's coming in choppy, but I don't want anybody to miss anything that you got. So you got Jazz, you want to go? We'll go have him call your phone, and we'll have him as an audio interview, right? So we don't miss any of the information, because I don't want people to miss what we got going, right? But we can still hear them through the phone, and it'd probably be better sound. You wanted me to do it, or you do it? You want me to?
I don't even know what you're telling me to.
I know she wanted me to do it. Derrick, this is what we're going to do, because it's coming in real choppy, and I don't want nobody to miss any information. So we're going to have you as audio, right? And I'm gonna keep we're gonna keep rolling with your slides and your information. We're gonna keep that on screen so everybody can have the opportunity to kind of get in contact with you and everything like that. So don't y'all out there, don't go away.
Hang tight 1 second.
We
you know,
technical difficulties, but we're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it all. We are gonna fix it all. Don't worry about that.
Yes, we don't want to miss any of this good information because yes, we definitely
We
need to
will
get
be
this out there.
right back, y'all. Deacon Ruben.
What's up, sir?
All right.
There we go.
All right, he had this thing on. That's why. All right, we can hear you now. We can hear you now, sir.
Sounds good.
All right, that's perfect.
Okay, about me, right? That's where we left off?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We got right about you.
Okay, so excuse me. I was born and raised in the Bay Area in California. Moved to Texas in 2007. I take it you're familiar with the Bay Area a little bit.
Well, I'm familiar with California. Anybody from Killer Cali is what I'm talking about. South Central right here, though.
Okay. I feel you. I understand that. Yeah, I've been in mortgage lending for about 28 years now. I busted into this back in '94. I was an underwriter for almost 20 years. I've been a processor, a funder, closer, all that, everything there was to do, I've done, right?
Wow.
So I decided, I was like, I've got all this knowledge in my head. Why am I making up these people this money when I can go out and make it my own?
Come on.
Myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
So went out, got licensed and everything, and I hooked up with a brother by the name of Derrick Townsend. He'd already had his brokerage and all that. He came on and talked to me, and he said, "Man, what do you think about developing your own team with your own brand and all that, and just be under my umbrella?" And I was like, "That, I mean, that'll work, you know." I think as people, as a people, and as Black people, we got to understand that sometimes we don't always have to be the man. It's okay to be the man next to the man sometimes. Right. So, you know, I took that posture and I've been successful, definitely.
Oh man, congratulations on that, sir. Congratulations on that. Wow, that's a long time in the business.
Yeah, that's a good look. That's a good look.
That is.
Let's see our own up in there, you know.
Right.
Trying to make it happen for us. Thank you. We appreciate that.
That means you got some good information for us right now.
Absolutely. So, what do you guys want to start off with? Rising interest rates.
Yeah, so that's going to be one of the first topics right there. Tell us a little bit about what the interest rates are right now. I guess that would be a good start. And I guess people who are interested in buying a home, what do you have to say to these people in regards to how that interest rate is affecting them now? Like, should they get in? Should they get out? Should they wait to buy a home?
Okay, so man, you asked a lot, right? Right in that short period of time, right? So let's go back. Let's talk about like 2020, right? When rates went low, right? They went real low. In essence, what happened? Rates went on sale, right? And now the sale is over. It's no different than if you saw an item at a store or online and you saw it 20% off, and then the next day the sale is over, and you're like, "Man, I missed the sale."
Wow.
But don't be discouraged, right? If you want to purchase a home, definitely get into it, right? And we'll discuss that a little more later on to why and building equity and things like that. But interest rates, oh man, they fluctuate throughout the day, right? So it's hard to predict exactly and to say exactly what they are right now. I mean, the rates from 2.75 to 5%, all those still exist.
Right.
But what happened was, it's about Now it's about what you will pay for that rate. What will be included towards your closing costs in order for you to obtain the 2.75 or the 3% interest rate, and that goes into like your credit scores and stuff like that. But people need to concentrate on payment more or less than interest rate. Right? What is it that you can afford to pay for this piece of property? Don't get, because of course with rising interest rates means you're going to pay more for the money that you're borrowing, and who wants to pay more for the money? It goes back to you. We just simply missed the sale when these were on sale. So now you've got to pay for the interest rate as they were, in 2015 through 2019.
Okay. Oh wow. So one of the things I've recognized about interest rates. So like my mom is in the process right now of trying to purchase a home, and she got pre-approved, but the pre-approval was for a certain time, and then after that certain time, when she went back, the interest rate has gotten higher. Talk to people about that and what that process looks like.
Well, I closed the loan last month.
Okay.
In February, I quoted the guy in January a 2.75 rate. Right. When it came time to lock, we had to close them at 3.9. That's just the way rates go. Right. Now, when it comes to the pre-approval letter, it isn't based on rate. The expiration date isn't based on rate. It's based on documentation your mom has provided to the lender. Okay. So after a certain time, that documentation begins to expire, and the pre-approval should expire along with that documentation.
Okay. So for everyone out there that's looking at that, it's pretty much they're just gonna have to resubmit that same documentation again. And hopefully nothing has changed within their finances and their income. And is it safe to say that they usually get back the same approval, or does that also can change?
That can change. Okay. And I've heard a few horror stories where people were, there's a ratio called a debt to income ratio, right? And that ratio is basically your monthly debts divided by your monthly income. Right. So and it also includes the payment for the new house. So sometimes if you're if you're right on the line of not being approved, if you're right on the line with your approval, right, for your debt to income ratio, if that rate goes up, you can't possibly not be able to close that loan if it takes you over the debt to income ratio.
Okay. What's a good debt to income ratio for our viewers out there?
I'd love to see anything below 40%. Okay. Especially on a conventional, which are your Fannie Mae and your Freddie Mac loans. FHA, I like to see it. You can go 45 to 50% right there.
Okay. All right. Just real quick, you could touch on it. The difference between a conventional and the FHA.
Okay, so FHA is government backed, right? They're basically lending taxpayers money. Okay. And so the credit score requirements are less. You can get into an FHA loan if you have 10% down with a 500 credit score, or if you have 3.5% down, 3.5% of the purchase price of the home, you can get in with a 580 credit score. Now, of course, your rate is going to be affected because of the low credit scores, but you can still get into the home. Generally, your Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac products, which are your conventional loans, require a 620 or above credit score. So that's kind of the difference right there.
Okay, all right. So for all you guys out there, for all you temporary best friend fans out there, you guys heard it right. Don't allow your credit score to affect you from getting into a home, but you definitely need to work on it. And that's something that we're going to talk about as well, right, Ruben?
Absolutely.
All right.
Ruben, are you able to kind of give an idea, say if somebody is interested in a home that's $300,000 at, what'd you say the last interest rate was you had for that guy, 3.9%? Yeah. Roughly around the payment, what are they looking at, I guess, with an average credit score?
Wow.
So average credit score would be.
So that's kind of tough to answer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And here's why. You've got it depends on the area where they buy, so that your property taxes are affected,
Right.
how much your insurance is. You also may have a mortgage insurance payment, and my payment included in there because you've put less than 20% down on the home. So if I can ballpark a $300,000 loan with a borrower that's got maybe a 660 credit score, 3.9% rate, I would probably say that payment may run close to $2,800 a month right now.
All right. So talking about those homes. So how do we make our primary residence an investment? How does that work? So you're in your home. How does that work?
This is huge, right? Because you'll hear a lot of people say that your primary residence is not an investment, right? Because what they portray is they say you're making more payment than you are building equity, right? So basically, you're kind of buying your equity, and then you're also you may be paying more monthly than the increase in value of the home, right?
Okay.
That's incorrect. So I'll give you a perfect example. I know someone who closed on a home, $550,000 house back in March. I did the financing, right? Their payment was at that time about $3,600 a month. And again, they bought it for $550,000, right? They put about $25,000 down on that house. And then we were able to fund it. The $25,000 is actually your investment,
okay,
not your payment, right? Because you gotta pay to live somewhere, right? So you got to determine how much you would pay for the house that you desire. If you were renting it, how much do you think that rent would be, right? So that's how you got to think of your payment. Now the initial investment was what, $25,000 on that property.
Right.
They had an appraiser come back out last month. That property just appraised again for $660,000.
Wow.
So their $25,000 just netted them what, $110,000.
Wow. Okay.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the investment. Don't look at the payment. Look at what your initial cash injection is.
Good to know.
Real estate, a come up, boy. Real estate is a come up.
Definitely.
I have a friend of mine, actually, I was just speaking to him, and he they're looking to redo their backyard and everything like that, and they got their home appraised. I think that's the first. He said it's the first time they've gotten their home appraised since they've been in it. They've been in it for about 14 years, and I think they said they bought the house for $180,000 or something like that, and now I think it's in the Mansfield area, and I think it's over $400,000 now. So the equity that they built in that home, because they hadn't done pretty much, it's just been rising and rising and rising. I was like, oh my gosh.
Right.
So they're now taking that to help to redo their backyard and things like that. And I was just like, man, this real estate business, this real estate stuff is like, that's the next level right there.
Right. Absolutely.
For sure.
Okay. That's good. So let's talk a little bit. So we touched on the credit. But I know you wanted to kind of jump into student loans and how does those things affect your ability to qualify. So touch a little bit on that.
Okay, so let's start with credit a little bit, right?
Right.
So what I see a lot of people do is they dispute all of the bad items that are on their credit report, right? In hopes that it's removed, right? Well, when that happens, the account is then taken out of your score, and your score isn't considered true, right? So what we end up having to do is tell people you need to have all the dispute language removed from their credit report, right? I see it. I can recognize when people are in credit repair, because everything on their credit report will be disputed. So absolutely, I mean, I see it right off, man. So what I advise people to do is get all of that settled first, get all of that taken care of, right? But a lot of times people get antsy, and I've seen like a bad loan officer make a decision, put a file in the underwriting, and the person isn't actually able to close because the underwriter is going to request for that stuff to be taken out of their scores, and their scores drop below the qualifying status. Wow. So I kind of tell people, get all that squared away first. Just talk to your credit repair person, see where you are, and sometimes when you're in credit repair, you just may have to pay something. It just might be yours, and that the company wants their money, just like you wanted your loan back from your first cousin. So that part, right? But student loans, right? This is what I advise people to do is because everyone gets them deferred, right? Call down there and get them put on an income-based repayment program, right? Then at that point, that payment is so low that we just may be able to qualify you for a conventional loan, right? Traditionally, what we'd have to do is, if the payment is just deferred, we have to take 50% of the balance to calculate a payment in order to put you in the house, right? 1%. Yeah, 0.5%. I'm sorry. Yeah. So that's what I had to think for a second, just to calculate a payment to qualify you. So get those things put on an income-based repayment program. Mm-hmm. Now for FHA, we have to take 1% of the balance to calculate a payment to get you qualified. They don't have the same rule. So it all depends on on what kind of loan you're going for and things like that. But definitely talk to your mortgage consultant to see which way you should go with your credit and your student loans.
So are there certain student loans that are more detrimental than other student loans to get you qualified?
No.
It's all the same?
They're all viewed the same, yeah.
It doesn't matter the amount?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right.
With that also being said, that's a great question, because that makes me think about, there's certain credit that's good and certain credit that's not good that can help you get qualified, correct?
Yeah, I mean, all positive credit is good, right?
Okay.
All positive. I mean, credit. There's no gray area with credit. You know what I mean? It's either good or it ain't.
Right.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
I don't know. As far as the student loans, I'm just thinking you have somebody who maybe has, so many amount of student loans from going to different types of, schools to get their master's, their doctorate. So of course those loans are going to skyrocket, right?
Right.
So those compared to the people that just have smaller size student loans, I'm wondering, like, how does that really affect them in getting approved for something? Because they would definitely have to make a lot in regards to that debt to income ratio.
Listen,
right?
I've seen someone with $400,000 in student loans, right?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And the income did not match the education level at all, right? And she said, I just like going to school. I enjoy school, and I'm like, you written. There was nothing I could do for her. You know what I mean? I mean, a wonderful person and everything. It was just, you have those instances. I think the biggest thing for me is a lot of people with student loans, they just kind of waited too long. They didn't jump in when they had the ability, when you could get a house for $250,000 and the student loans wouldn't be that detrimental in your debt to income ratio. But now, finding a house, that because as you know, Andre, teacher income don't increase like inflation.
Nah, buddy. Sure don't.
You know what I mean? And so some people just waited too long, and they got priced out. And having the student loans just affected their ability to qualify.
Wow. There's so much. It's, like when I was going through the home buying process, I just thought it was so much and so overwhelming. I was glad to, get some good people around me that was able to give me some good advice. But I can understand. Right. I understood how this can be so overwhelming for people to jump into and be a scary thing to do. Because even when I was signing that dotted line,
that a little bit.
Go ahead.
I definitely want to tell that that's a good statement you made. I tell my people in my borrowers in my initial interview, this is gonna get on your nerves. Right? Yeah, it is. And I tell them, tell me everything going on with you financially, right? Because I'm like your attorney, and the underwriter is like the judge, and we've got to present our case. I mean, you're asking a perfect stranger to lend you a few $100,000 to, or maybe even over, $500,000. These people have never seen you. They don't know you. They just want to know, can you make this payment? Are you going to pay us back our money?
Right.
You know what I mean? And so it becomes a little daunting for some people. And, I tell them, listen, it's going to seem like I'm asking you for documentation over and over and over again. I said, and I am, right? But as long as we're asking for documentation, we're moving forward, right? The moment we stop asking, one of two things are going to happen. Either we're going to close, or they ain't fooling with us. And I'll let you know either way we rolling.
Good to know. Good to know.
Even when I was going to sign that dotted line, I was like, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's an investment, right? It's an investment for later on down the line. Man, Derrick, we really appreciate all the information that you've provided for us. Tell everyone out there, I know I got your ticker scrolling across the bottom so they can see that information, but let them know out there on Anchor and the viewers that are unable to see the show, how they can get a hold of you.
Man, I'm not hard to find. You can reach me at Derrick, Derrick, at rhlending.com, or by telephone at 682-207-6717. If you've just got questions, please call me. I'll give you free information. There are no dumb questions with making this investment, so I'm here to help.
Thank you, Derrick.
Thank you so much. Oh, also, Derrick, tell them about your offer, right? Because you have an offer for our temporary best friend listeners out there. And actually, I think you just offer this to everyone that works with you, right? What is the offer that you have? So
the offer I'm making is if someone calls in and we're able to get them to the closing table and they know us from your show or are doing new construction, we'd be willing to give them a new smart TV.
Nice.
Ooh, y'all hear that? I get a brand new TV with that new house of yours.
Yes.
I mean, because
it is.
I'm trying to furnish right now, and I'm just like, man, it's a lot to furnish a house.
Yeah, you gotta get rid of that little TV in there.
You got that TV on Milk Crate Street. You know how bachelor fans do.
Hey man, you already understand.
Ain't no refrigerator, just a cooler and bologna.
Right. And a fold-up chair.
and the game console.
That's it. That's all I need. Man,
tripping, baby. Why you sit down?
Right.
Man, Derrick, we really appreciate all the information, all the advice that you provided to us today. Our listeners out there, really thank you for everything. And they got your number, they got your contact information. You guys, for you YouTube viewers out there, you guys can reach him, find him on Instagram and on Facebook. On Instagram, it's Ruben Home Loans. And on Facebook, it's Derrick Rubin Home Loans. Is that correct, Derrick? We got that?
Absolutely. You got it.
Yeah. So, and I also have right down in the bottom in the description, I will have his information loaded in there as well, also with his promotional offer. So you guys go ahead and make sure you give him a call, reach out to him at least for some advice, right? Because like I said, I know the process is scary, and you want to get a good team around you that's going to help you and tell you the truth, really tell you like, hey, yeah, we got you, we get you in this, or nah, this is what you got to fix, because that's what you're going to help with, right, Derrick?
There's not a lot of us out there trying to look out for one another, so that is greatly appreciated. So hopefully our temporary best friends will take advantage of what you have to offer them.
Hopefully. All right, I enjoyed it. Thank you, guys, and maybe we could do this again, huh?
All right, thanks, Derrick. We'll talk to you.
Thank you. Have a good day, Derrick. Bye.
All right, bye. Oh man, y'all hear all that?
That was some good info.
That was some good info, y'all. That was some good info. Hey, when we come right back, we're gonna come back and we're gonna jump right to our topic of the day. We got a good one today. I think this is gonna be really. This one's gonna touch us. This one's gonna touch us. This one's gonna touch us. So we'll be right back, y'all.
What's up, y'all? We back. Well, I'm back. Waiting for my temporary best friend to rejoin the show here. He needed to take a quick break for a minute, but today we're going to touch on a pretty sensitive topic, at least to myself and to my TBF, Andre here. And it's something that's kind of going around. I've seen in the stories. I don't watch the news much like I used to because I just feel like sometimes the news can be so disappointing, so depressing, things like that. So I kind of get some of my news from social media sometimes. And recently, what I've seen in the news, welcome back, Andre.
Hey.
Recently, what I've seen in the news, which I was talking to Dre about this a little bit earlier, was that young woman that was drunk driving and hit the 2 state troopers and the pedestrian on the highway in Pennsylvania, and how crazy that story was and is. For so many different reasons, and I think the biggest thing was just the fact that this is a young woman who put her life out there on social media, brag about drinking and driving, and end up taking 3 people's lives, and that in itself is just sad to see, because now this young lady's life is over. And it touches us, it touches me, both of us actually, because we both experienced somebody close to us that died by the hands of a drunk driver. So, I mean, what do you want to touch on in regards to, one, the story itself, and then your experience as well?
So I hadn't even known about the story until you told me about it, right? Mm-hmm. And then in the beginning portion of the story, when you were like, she was on social media bragging about she's the best drunk driver. So the first thought I had was just like, why would you even be bragging about that? Nowadays they use social media to catch people, right? Like if you commit a crime or a felony or whatever the case may be, they actually go through your social media and they can look back and they check those things to catch people that have committed crimes. So my first thought was like, why would you even? So I thought that's where you were going with the story, right? That they were able to find who this young lady was and, arrest her. Mm-hmm. But then when you continue to tell me the rest of it, that's just tragic, right? Like that is really, really tragic, because now her life is gone. Mm-hmm. And those other 3 people lives are gone. So
first I would start here. Like, for those who don't know the story, I get my good old stories from the Shade Room on Instagram. Shout out to the Shade Room. Listen, I used to be a CNN advocate, like nonstop, 24/7 CNN, like some old person. And I had to just break away from that because during work hours on my phone, I was watching CNN.
Really?
Yes.
That's like a dude watching ESPN.
It was like an addiction.
Really?
Yes. I literally had to like pry myself out. I had to go like, okay, let's try to cold turkey this situation, because it was pretty bad. But so yes, I stopped watching the news, but scrolling through social media, you see stuff, and of course I follow the Shade Room, and to see that story, I want to say her name was Janae, or I believe something like that. She was driving. She had just tweeted something about her being pulled over, and the cops told her that She was going 150-mile zone. And they let her go. They let her go because they got an emergency call that there was a pedestrian on the highway. So they took that emergency call to try to get that pedestrian off the highway. And as they're trying to get that pedestrian off the highway, the young lady they let go ends up running into these three people, the two state troopers and the pedestrian, knocking them over and killing them on the scene. So I don't know if it's good or not, but she did stay on the scene. She didn't leave the scene. She pulled over and waited, and now she has to face the wrath of what's going to come to that. Because not only did you kill three people, but two of them are state troopers.
Yeah, she gonna get that.
No mercy.
Let me say this: do not drink and drive. Drink responsibly, right? Like, if we have Uber, we have Lyft now. We have all those things. Manage your alcohol intake because we're adults. We are gonna drink, right? Some people don't. If they don't, that's their preference. Some people do. Just drink responsibly. That's all I gotta say.
Drink responsibly.
Going back to the story though, that is really tragic, and like you said, that's something that holds dear to myself because I had a friend of mine that passed away, and she, very similar. She was on the side of the road, and a drunk driver hit her and ended up killing her. So that person ended up taking away not just this young lady, but they took away a mom, right? Because she was a mother of boys. She had brothers. So all that goes into this. So this story is really, really tragic. And I hope for that young lady's sake, she gets whatever help she needs. And she makes it through. Just turn to God. There you go. All right.
Yeah. I mean, she's going to be gone for a long time. I want to say it's murder, manslaughter of two state troopers. And then, you have that pedestrian. I know they're going to have a visual or maybe the services of the pedestrian coming up soon. Sorry, I don't have the name handy because he's just as important as those state troopers.
Absolutely.
So just want to make sure that's put out there. But for me, it's in regards to the situation itself was just heartbreaking to hear because one, she's a kid. To me, in my opinion, she's still a baby. She's 21. She's barely made it. And she's trying to, social media got to the point where people just think it's cute to do certain things, and, the reality of life and the consequences of some of the decisions that the new generation makes is just like they don't quite get it until they go through it, and that's really unfortunate. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that they have to experience it in that manner. I recently lost a friend this year as well to drunk driving, and you never expect that type of situation. You never know it, especially if you just talk to the person and then it's like you're expecting to talk to them again and that call never happens and you don't know. And then when you find out, it's like, wow. It's heartbreaking, and it's sad because then a lot of the times the drunk driver comes out with it without a scratch. And it's never.
That's the unfortunate part.
That's the unfortunate part. Like, and in my friend's situation, the drunk driver, he came out without a scratch, but he left the scene. He did not stay. He left the scene on foot though. Because his car was so damaged. So he left the scene on foot. And then they end up finding him, sometime later, sleep in a car. I don't think it was his car. It was in somebody. They found him like an hour later. Yeah.
At least they found him.
Found him. But I'm sure he probably had no idea of the damage that he did.
That's true.
And the lives that he changed. Because my friend, like your friend, single father, full-time father,
shout out to that, and to the point sons, one of the sons don't even go to the mom. They only know their dad, so to have your person, your father,
one that you look up to not be in the picture anymore,
It's taken away.
taken away from them boys, them babies like that. That is just so heartbreaking. Behind something
rough.
as senseless as drinking and driving. So, yes, please, no drinking and driving, you guys.
Yes.
And not just drinking, even though the drinking is the biggest part of it, but all of those drugs, drugs that you guys are out there doing now. Yeah, because what are they doing? Like,
I don't know what they do.
The cocaine and stuff like that. and the fentanyl. Did you hear about the young boy who just died of overdose of fentanyl because he was helping his uncle clean his fentanyl lab without the proper protection?
Is this on Shade Room too?
This is on Shade Room.
Oh, see, we're not going to continue to go with the morbid stories.
I'm just saying, these things are serious.
I understand, but see, Shade Room. Oh my gosh. Well, I got it. So we're gonna do timeline topics, right? That's what we're doing. It's the end of the month, so we got some timeline topics. Did you see that Mike Tyson made a edible out of the ear? I know we're just talking about drugs, but like that's crazy. He made an edible out of ears.
Out of what?
Ears.
Your ears?
Yeah, your ear. Okay, so
like whose ears?
So here's the thing, right?
Where's he?
Y'all not gonna talk about my accent, okay? I said ears.
I wasn't sure. I'm just trying to clarify because ears.
Am I not saying it correctly?
No, you're saying it right. I'm just like, who makes edibles out of? I'm trying to ears like your real.
Well, okay, so the edibles are shaped like ears.
Thank you.
Okay,
not made out of ears.
Okay, you're right. I apologize.
Like, whose ears are they making these edibles out of, and where are they getting these ears from?
No. The edibles are shaped in the form of ears.
Got you.
Because remember, he bit off.
That's hilarious. So is it a bitten ear?
I don't know. That's very interesting, right? Is it a bitten ear or is it not a bitten ear?
A little piece of the ear.
I would love to know that. I haven't.
I'm just trying to capitalize off that. I'm not mad at the brother.
I mean,
he's a little late though. He should have did that back in the gap because he really would have came up.
Nah, he doing it now because they trying to do the whole legalization of that.
Oh, because it's a real edible.
Yeah.
So he gonna get high off eating the ears. Okay, whatever works, Tyson. Make that money, honey.
I mean, that's what we got to do, right?
Yeah.
Make that money. What you got? What's your timeline topic?
My timeline topic, because you guys know what I like to do, is be in the shade room.
She in the shade room is just, I don't even. So when I go on our temporary best friends timeline, shade room pops up. Matter of fact, something popped up earlier today, and I was like, "Hey, what is this you got me looking at?" Like, I don't even understand this.
What do you think about Ice-T getting robbed? He said he was he was robbed at a gas station. He was trembling because he was so nervous, but he managed to call the cops. And then he said when the cops came, he asked them, they asked him, do you know who did it? And he said, yes. Pump number 9.
I love it. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I was first reading it, I was like, "Oh snap, what happened?" And then I got all the way to the end, and I was just like, "This fool." But you know what? I feel his pain right now. I just went and got gas. And I was like, it was literally $20 more than I usually spend.
Oh,
for
most
gas.
Definitely.
And I'm just like,
double.
What? Like, this is ridiculous right now.
So let me tell you what happened to me. Speaking of gas stations. So I was at the gas station yesterday, and coming out of the gas station, there was a guy that was parked on the other side of me, right? So I peeped what he was putting in his gas as I'm going to check on my gas status, right?
Right.
So I go check on my gas status, and I was in the store for a little bit, so I'm like, mine done. And no, mine was not done. Mine was definitely still going strong. Past that 40 mark. And I was like, oh my gosh, I literally used to put $25 in my car to fill my tank up, right? Right. So I'm like, damn. And then dude is like, hey. And my personality does not allow for me to just be freely happy with people who say, hey.
You know, just say hi back?
Yeah, so I mean, I said, hey, I was like, hey. But I felt I was a little standoffish purposely, though, because I just was not in the mood to engage.
You were aloof.
Yes.
I just learned that word.
I'm sure, because you always use the word you just learned. So I'm standoffish, and I'm still at my gas pump amazed, because usually I go back and sit in the car and wait for it to finish. But I'm like, it got to be almost finished because it's over 40, and it's not. It's still rolling. So as I'm looking at it, he has already gotten in the car and hit a U-turn to come back to my side of it. So he pulls up behind my car. Immediately, my whole personality gives bitchy, right? It like stands off.
RBF, rest in bitch face.
All day.
Okay. All right.
And he first, I don't like this. He says, hey, come here. Okay, 2 things.
Okay.
Don't A me. That's number 1. And number 2, absolutely not. I'm not coming to you.
Hayes for horses. That's what I've been told.
And it is. And my thing is, men or young men or gentlemen or boys or whomever, the male species that do this, don't go up to a woman in a car and say, hey, come here. For starters, you were just outside of your car and you did not come up to me. Now you want me to come up to you and you're trying to approach me. It's backwards. No.
That makes sense. Okay. You
want
I see
to
that.
approach me? Get out the car.
And approach
me.
Right.
Right. So when he said, hey, come here. And I said, absolutely not. I will not.
Is that what you said it just like that?
No, I said, I will not. That's what I said. And so he was like, oh, okay. And so still like irritated, he gets out the car and he was like, I was trying to avoid that. I said, I can see that. And so then he proceeds to ask.
Wait. He was trying to avoid getting out the car?
Yes. I was so annoyed. So then he's like, looking at me confused, right? He's looking at me like he's trying to figure me out, right? So he goes, are you black? And I'm like, I feel like that. I don't think I did it because I've been working on controlling this face.
Right.
So I was just like, in my mind though, I was like, ooh. But I probably rolled my eyes a little bit.
Probably.
But I said
likely.
Yes.
Okay.
And so he was like, oh, wow, you're beautiful. That's a no there. Wait a minute. So I'm beautiful because, I mean, it was more so the oh, wow part that got me. So I say I'm
because he said, oh, wow, after you said you're black.
Right.
Okay.
I didn't like that. I mean, do you feel what I'm trying to say? Like,
I feel what you're saying. It was dismissive of, so if
being
you
black. So I'm only beautiful if I'm not black. Like you're surprised that I'm black.
Right. I mean,
so I did take a little offense to that as well. And then, so I'm kind of a little bit irritated with that. Then he asked me, "Are you albino?" I didn't even answer that question. I was just on the, can I help you with something? Like, what is it that you want?
Are you albino?
I mean, I know I am bright skinned, okay? And sometimes, you know, my skin color is like lighter than some white people sometimes.
You fair skinned.
I am fair skinned, but I still have some little bit of pigment in me. You don't see no pigment? Well, number one, albino has absolutely none. Zero.
Right, zero. So
pigment in their skin. So these little brown freckles and stuff, these eyebrows, blonde, hair, blonde, everything is blonde.
That is very true.
No pigment, okay?
That's very true.
So that's a no. Eyes are not brown on an albino, okay?
What color are they?
Sometimes they're like or red or like a pinky, like it's kind of there's like a different color to it.
I've never known about that. Well,
My
I've never
uncle is
looked at the
albino.
eyes.
My
Yeah,
uncle's
I
albino.
looked at everything else. Not
Yeah, and so I mean, I have nothing against it, but I'm not.
Okay.
And growing up, they used to say, "Oh, you your uncle's child," like, and they would call me Jersey Maid. I don't know if you know Jersey.
What
It's
is
milk.
that?
It's a milk brand. So they used to call me Jersey Maid because I was white as milk. So look, I get it. I get where it could possibly come from, but at the same time, you can see that I'm not albino. So I was just like, he's just saying all the wrong things. It's just irritating me, And so he asked, well, how can I see you again? And I couldn't help it at that point. I had to bring up the fact that I saw he put $12 in that tank. I couldn't help it.
Not $12.
And he did. So I had to make, the way gas prices is, bruh, I'm not even mad at you. However, that's the only way you're going to see me is up at this gas station because I know you're up here quite a bit putting $12 in that. I know you up here quite. Yeah, if you have not been, you will be back in a heartbeat because that $12 is not about to get you anywhere. That's going to give you half of the quarter tank. So yeah, no. That was an interesting situation. I don't know why I took so much offense to that though. I just took that whole situation as an irritated situation.
Do you get approached often at gas stations?
Everywhere, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just find I didn't know guys still do that.
Oh yeah. There's this one guy. He was on his bike.
Oh.
A Hispanic guy, older guy.
Does that make a difference that he was on a bike?
It's just no way to hide him, I guess. He just was very obvious, not trying to be discreet. It was just before he approached me.
Oh, okay.
So it was just like, okay, you feel somebody staring at you. It's like, and you just keep looking like, are they still staring? Like, dang. Yeah.
And he approached you?
He did approach me.
I wonder what the ratio is out there, y'all. How many of y'all get approached at those random places, right? Like gas stations and the laundromat. Does anybody still go to the laundromat? I guess you still go to the laundromat. Yeah. Like the laundromat or because the common places to be approached are what? Like the
I have no idea.
Oh, I don't know either because I haven't approached them.
And I don't really go to many places.
What are the common places out there, y'all? Tell us, give us some feedback, give us some comments. What are the common places to approach so I would say a male to approach a female, right? Because y'all females, well, nowadays y'all are, aren't y'all? Y'all coming up to us and approaching us now, huh?
Who you saying huh to?
I'm saying y'all.
I'm trying to figure out who are you talking to? Cause
I'm saying y'all. I'm saying I'm generalizing right now.
I don't know what the general.
You need to ask your homegirls. You need your
homegirls out there. Are y'all approaching?
Are y'all approaching dudes now?
So.
No,
I don't think my homegirls. I think you got to ask the younger generation. But you know what? I did kind of put my best foot forward, and so I don't know if
you did.
I did kind of put my best foot forward,
and
I don't
voila.
know. It's yeah.
That's all I'll say. Voila, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, technically, you approach maybe a bit of a different process to the approach, but it's not like you was going to like, hey, shout out.
But I used to do that when I was younger.
Did you?
Yeah.
You used to hit him with the A?
No, let me tell you what I used to hit him with. Because, part of me got the Philly side, part of me got the South Central side. South Central side, I wasn't approaching nobody because they thugs. And they just ignorant, right? So I was not approaching no guys in California. Philadelphia, though, me and my girls be down the street, be like, yeah! Straight nigga like, yeah!
Oh my god!
We be hollering at the dudes coming and going. If they walk by me and I was interested, I was definitely walking by and raising that hand.
That is that really?
Yes, I was. That was when I was very vocal and very forthcoming of myself. Until I got older, went through some things, changed.
And now you're not saying yeah, no more.
Absolutely not. Not even. I mean, it's really just hard for me to even express my emotions most of the time. And so when I do, I be feeling some type of way about it, especially if I don't get the response that I kind of thought I would get out of it. I be a little bit jaded, so I don't be wanting to put myself out there like that. So no.
Okay. Y'all out there in temporary best friend land, in social media land, let us know. Do you still approach like females? Do y'all approach males? If you see that opportunity, guys, where is the weirdest or where's the most random place that you approached a female, right? Like, let us know. Shoot us an email. Hit us up on our Temporary Best Friends IG and Facebook. We want to know. We want to know where y'all be going and approaching these people, and how does that be coming off, right? Like,
right, because is it at the club? Do people still go to the club in our age?
I mean, I'm pretty sure they still do. Just we don't frequent the club.
I mean, like club,
or
like lounges. Or
remember,
bars.
I told you I went to a club when we went to Houston, and I was just like, "Ooh."
Did you? You did say that.
Yeah, I was like, "Ooh, this is not what's up."
No, but you remember when we went to Temptations?
Oh, that was
complete bust.
That was bad.
You know, and I liked Temptations in the beginning when I first learned about them.
Right.
I don't know if that was a special night, but that made me say,
it was definitely special. That wasn't it.
It was so many people there, and they were definitely like younger.
Maybe that's a sign that we shouldn't have been there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I know I shouldn't have been there. I was just like, yeah, I mean, we don't even have to go in. And
right.
We didn't.
We didn't go in. We sat outside.
We sat on the patio. I think. Was it you that went in for the hookah only?
Yes,
that was the only reason you walked through the doors. But
and I was like, oh Lord.
Yeah, me and my girl, we never even made it through the doors.
Yeah,
so it was and the patio was packed.
Yeah.
The line to get in was long. I'm like, is it somebody here or something? Like
no.
And
nobody there.
The outfits that were coming through really spoke. You're not that age anymore, Jazzy. Those outfits spoke. Go to your own zone. Stay in your own lane, because that was not my lane.
That wasn't it.
Yeah, that was not it. I was like,
oh my gosh. Let us know. Let us know where y'all going to approach. If y'all still getting approached, what's the weirdest place that you've ever done an approach? And let us know how that has turned out. Hey, we got our event coming up.
We do have our event coming up. Make sure you guys go check out Commerce Connect. That is April 15th. It's a mixer for all business owners, professionals alike. Come out, exchange business cards, get to know other people. It's kind of spread the wealth within our community. We don't have a lot of people out there advocating for our own communities. So Mr. James Walker of James Walker Realty, over Commerce Connect, that is actually doing this and trying to bring us all together, to kind of help us out in different areas of business, whether you're small business, new business, just trying to get out there, or if you want to start a business.
That's right.
You will definitely be in connection with lots of people, because it's really in a lot of ways about who you know, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So make sure you go register for the Commerce Connect event.
James tell them about it.
Huh?
Let's have James tell them about it.
You know what? Yeah.
All right, guys, check this out. I've been sitting here contemplating. As you can see, my little notes that I'm going to go down on the little napkin. What I want to do is hold a mixer. This mixer is going to consist of bringing people together. Over the last 6 months to probably a year, I've came in contact with CPAs, bookkeepers, financial advisors, hard money lenders, city officials. All these people have been exceptionally well to be able to help me to take my business to the next level. So what I want to do is bring all these people together, including you, especially if you are a business owner, and we all meet up in one room and be able to pass cards to each other to really put things together, help us to elevate our business to the next level. So stay tuned. I'm going to put out some information. This information is really going to give you the location and time of the mixer. And what I was thinking about is calling the mixer Commerce Connect. Commerce Connect hashtag is going to be a part of the hub, and the hub is going to be humans understanding business. So I'm hoping you guys come out, especially if you are a business owner, if you're looking to get into business. This will be a great place for you to come and meet other people to help you elevate your business. But again, I appreciate you tuning in right now. Look out for more videos, marketing materials in regards to flyers to let you know where we'll be holding this event and what time. Thanks. Stay tuned.
And that was James Walker giving us information about the upcoming event. So yes, you guys, Commerce Connect. Also check in our link in our bio on IG. We have the link to our link tree, and you can sign up there for Commerce Connect, Humans Understanding Business. Also, it's going to be in the description down below on our YouTube. Again, make sure you go and subscribe to our YouTube so you can get all the latest and greatest information.
And you have to register for this event. So if you want to go register, it's free to register. Just get on that link, register, and make sure you're there, because Temporary Best Friends, we're going to be there.
We're going to be in the building.
We're going to be in the building. We want to see your face. We want to be able to get some businesses on our shows. So we want to come in connection with a lot of people too.
That's right.
So, and then we want to be able to spotlight your business or whatever your professional venture is and put it out there. Spread the word, spread the love. So make sure you guys are there or be square. Date
April 15th, y'all. Hey, man, thank you guys again for joining us this week. Make sure you guys go and subscribe. Make sure you go and like. You guys already know you can find us on YouTube and on Anchor and everything. And you already know what time it is. This is your Temporary Best Friends.